It's not often you get my mug on the screen when there's not a game being played in the background, but I figured it was probably intelligent to, at the start of 2024, do a small little channel update. And it's for a couple of reasons. I'm not gonna do, look, every creator has been doing the I'm retired and I'm no longer making content thing. I'm not doing that, okay? I'm not doing that. I'm still here. However, I do think that I'm going to make some small changes to the channel that the reality is most of you are probably not going to even notice. And it's mainly quality of life things for Tyler, me, which is Tyler, but it's also going to be some quality of life stuff for you guys as well, and we're going to talk about that over the next course of, my guess is this will probably be like a 10-minute video, hopefully. If it's longer than 10 minutes, I've screwed up and I'm rambling about nonsense, and we don't need to ramble about any nonsense, so it's fine. Okay, everything is good. Let's chat. I want to start by talking about a wrap-up from Olexa in December. For those of you that were not aware, I really don't know how you couldn't have been aware, because I basically spent every video in December talking about it. We did a large charity event in December called Olexa. We do it every year. It's a way for us to raise money for a really good cause called Extra Life Charity. They're a nonprofit organization that helps to promote and support local Children's Miracle Network hospitals here in the US, which is an awesome cause. They are really a great nonprofit organization, and we've been raising money for them every year during Oleximus, and I'm very, very happy to announce that this year we have raised over $7,000 for Extra Life Charity. I thought that the final amount was $6,944.92. But we ended up getting like a last-second donation of $350 on like New Year's Eve, and I had the cutoff for the page was the month of December, so it's actually over 7,000, which is really exciting. It's an amazing just contribution to Extra Life. There's a whole rundown of how all of that added up, because it was donations to the page, it was my Twitch sub revenue, it was my YouTube membership revenue, YouTube super revenue, all of the ad revenue from the streams, and then I also matched some of the donations for the subs, because Twitch technically takes 50% of the Twitch subs, so I matched up to $250 on those subs, and we had enough subs that I matched the full $250, so it ended up being, it was like 6,000 something to the Extra Life page, and then like 1,024 or something for me personally. So it all adds up. The math is on Twitter. It's also in my Discord. We're going to talk about the Discord here in a little bit too. But just wanted to give a big thank you to everybody that helped to make the charity happen this year. It's our largest amount ever. As the channel continues to grow, so grows our ways of doing our charity stuff, and it's very exciting for me to be at the helm of it. I take pretty much zero credit for raising any of the money. It's always all you guys, but it is awesome to see, and I really appreciate everybody that helped out with the charity. So we move into 2024. I want to talk a little on how I'm going to run the channel here in 2024, because it's going to be a little bit different, and it's primarily to help me have a better quality of life here in 24. Those of you that are new to the channel, you don't know a lot of what happened from 2022 to 2023, like the beginning of 23. I gained 50,000 subs last year. Like, the channel blew up last year, and it was a large part due to games like Brutal Orchestra, Dave the Diver, Tarot Cards, Below the Stone. There were a lot of games that did extraordinarily well on my channel, and my channel's in a really good spot right now, which makes it difficult for me to cut back on my content. One, because it's financially a stupid decision for me, but also I enjoy seeing your guys' reaction to my content, and I still enjoy making content a lot. The issue that I run into is, and many of you know this at this point, YouTube is not my full-time job. It is 12:04 p.m. Right now, which is in the middle of my workday when I'm recording this. I basically go onto my lunch. My work laptop it's right there. It's really hard, the mirroring of the webcam. My work laptop is right there. I literally turn my chair and then I'm working over there. And during my lunch, I record a video for YouTube. But since I still work, like 9 hours of my day is my day job, then I have YouTube on top of it, which is another like upwards of 2 to 3, sometimes 4 hours if I'm streaming that I spend doing YouTube stuff. It doesn't leave a lot of time in the day for Tyler to relax, recharge, and otherwise like actually live his life. There are other things to life than YouTube and work, especially when YouTube is kind of work for me now. So I want to take time in 2024 to make that process easier on me and just make it where I can handle all of the things that I'm doing in my life at one time. What happened in 2024, and I can give you the math to run this down. I ended up uploading on average 1.8 videos per day on the channel, and my goal was always to upload 2 videos a day. Like I always, when people ask what my schedule is, it's 2 videos a day, 1 video at 11 a.m. Eastern, another video at 2 p.m. Eastern, 3 hours apart. The occasional third video on days for stream VODs, right? What happens a lot of the time and why I ended up with 1.8 videos per day is because I end up burning out trying to maintain that schedule because I get preoccupied with my work, actual work, day job work, and then I don't have time to get stuff up, and then I'm not motivated to get stuff up, and then everything just kind of spirals, and I go into a couple days where I'm either not uploading at all, or I'm uploading like 1 video, and then I'm behind, and if I take a trip somewhere, then I'm completely screwed because then I have to backlog a lot of content. So here's my plan for 2024. I'm actually cutting back the number of uploads that I do during the week. What's going to happen is Monday, Wednesday, Friday are going to be 1 video. 1 video with the potential for 2 videos if I upload a stream VOD. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday is going to be full 2 videos per day. The reason for cutting back is everything I just said. It makes it easier for me to plan. Since I stream on Tuesdays, that gives me the ability on Monday to record. Tuesdays were always a tough day for me because I couldn't record the 2 videos for Wednesday because I had the stream, so I was always behind, so I had to backlog on Monday, and it's a whole it's a whole process, okay? It's a whole process. So I'm cutting back Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I think it's gonna save me a lot. In this process, I'm also cutting like the number of series that I'm running at any given time. So typically, and especially at the end of the year, there were so many good games out. I was running like 6 series at a time, which is not sustainable, and it's actually a horrible idea for YouTube growth. You guys expect to see when you have a game you really like, you want to watch a video of that game every day, and that's what allows for views to flow better. Like Tiny Rogues right now, if I uploaded 1 Tiny Rogues video every 4 days, you're gonna lose interest in Tiny Rogues way quicker, and I can't capitalize on the success of the game. So my plan is that I'm going to have kind of 2 series that I run on the channel. 3 technically, but I'll explain. It'll be 1 video of whatever our popular ongoing series is, and it'll be 1 video of that per day. So like Tiny Rogues right now is that series. We'll be uploading Tiny Rogues every day. So on the days where there's 1 video, it'll just be Tiny Rogues. On the day where it's 2 videos, it'll be potential for a second series that is less popular, not as popular as our primary, but still popular, right? It'll be either that secondary series or it will be Olexa looks, because those are also very popular, and finding new games is the entire point of my channel. So my goal is to have like 2 Olexa looks a week, and then everyday content of our primary game, maybe taking 1 day off during the week for that primary game. And then that gives us the potential to run a secondary series that is 2 or 3 videos a week of that secondary series. I think it's going to be for the better. Obviously, this can scale up and down. Like I'm planning on during months where we have games that, like, a lot of games release at once kind of thing. So that was like November, where we had Below the Stone, Karmazoo, Terra Cards, Mosalina, Dot Age. Like, we had so much going on. I can scale my schedule up and down according to that, right? If I have 3 games that are really doing well, maybe I'll swap to 2-a-day uploads for like a couple weeks. And then when games are less, maybe I cut it back during the week to just 1 video per day during the week. And keep weekends at 2 videos. It's going to be a little bit more fluid, but how this is going to work for me is I'm going to end up in a position where I'm probably still going to maintain the 1.8 videos per day in 24, but it's going to be more consistent, where you will guarantee have a video every day, whereas in 2023 I missed a lot of days just because of being stretched at all ends and looking like a bowl of silly putty. So I think it's going to be better. It is going to be less content, maybe. It might end up being the same amount of content, to be honest, but I think it will be less content, and I think that that's okay. It'll give me a little bit more time to make higher quality content too. So the videos like the Every Time I Get Hit, the roguelike changes videos, it puts more editing time back in my day, which allows me to get those kinds of videos out quicker, which I think is a really good thing too. So there's a lot of factors that are going to go into this, and I think it's going to be for the better. And if it ends up being a disaster, I'm going to change and go back to what I was doing before, but I don't think it's going to, and I think it's going to be for the better for me. So that's kind of the new schedule. Streams are going to stay kind of the same. So my stream schedule is Tuesdays at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then Sundays at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's gonna stay the same. What is gonna happen, and I was not very consistent with streaming in 2023. I'm not gonna be consistent with streaming in 2024. The reality is I can't. There are Sundays that I am busy. There are Tuesdays that I am busy. I can't commit to it every week. So don't expect me to become streamer extraordinaire in 2024. It's going to be very similar to 2023. Streams will be multi-streamed to YouTube and Twitch. You can watch wherever you'd like. If you want to be notified when I go live, my Discord is the best place to do that. You can also follow me on Twitter. I try to put a thing out in the community section on YouTube, but that doesn't always send a notification to you. Using the bell on YouTube, turning on notifications for my channel is another way if you're a YouTube stream viewer to get notified on YouTube. Obviously following on Twitch, you will get the notification there. Couple of other things that I just wanted to touch on, because I'm already over my 10 minutes that I allotted to myself, which means that I'm rambling, and I apologize for that. 2 things that I want to talk about. First being my Discord. We just did a big Discord revamp for 2024. Cleaned up our channels, made everything happen. It's a great place to talk about games with people and just talk with other people in the community. We have a really great community on the channel, and the Discord's a nice place. I'm active in there, especially in the private sub chats. Sub chat. There's one singular sub chat. If you're a Twitch sub or you're a YouTube member, if you have your Twitch/YouTube linked in Discord, you'll get the role added immediately. I can't control it. It's all done through the integrations, and you'll get added to that private chat. I tend to talk in there, tease new content, talk about thumbnails, talk about content creating, stuff like that. So I highly recommend it. But otherwise, the Discord is free to join. There's a link in the description. You can join it there. Other thing I want to talk about is some new content ideas that I have for 2024 that I want to explore. I actually have I've got a whole list in my phone of like YouTube ideas that I just maintain, and it's becoming too long, but there's one that I really want to do in 2024, especially since I'm freeing up a little bit more time for myself to do some edited content. And that's I want to move into kind of a reviewing games state where I can put out some short form content of reviewing some of the games that I play in a little bit more in-depth analysis, and then giving some kind of score to them at the end. And my idea is to call it the bullet review. One, because it will be quick as a bullet, I want these to be less than 10-minute videos that kind of talk my opinions about a game and what I think is good game design, bad game design, things like that. But also because I want to treat it as literal bullet points of what I like and what I don't like. And my plan is to have it where if it's a game that I like, it'll be majority positive bullets, and maybe it's 4 positive bullets, 1 negative bullet. I want to talk about the negatives in the game design for the games that I like as well, because I think that that's important to discuss. But I'll also have games that I will not recommend, and I will make a review of that, and maybe it's more negative than positive. There are positives and negatives in every game, no matter what. There's no perfect game, and there's no perfectly negative game, right? So I think it's going to be a good idea. If that's something that you're interested in, I would love to hear your feedback and thoughts on it. I think that I will probably work on one in January that will just be The Binding of Isaac, just because I think that it's a game that we all know, we all love, but there are a lot of interesting game design decisions in it that I would love to discuss and talk about. So you can expect to see that on the channel. I've got more edited content that I want to do. I have my top 10 games of the year from last year that I'm working on. I wanted to get that out in 2023. I ran out of time. So I'm working on that right now, and I'm hoping to have that released in the next week. So there's a lot of stuff in motion. I'm getting back in the groove of making content. I've actually been away from my computer for 2 weeks. So it takes a little bit, one, for my voice to get back to doing what it needs to do, and then 2, to just get my mindset back to making content. But the reality is 2024 is going to be a lot like 2023, but hopefully less stressful for me, which in turn makes it a lot better for you. Maybe a little less content, but not enough less that you will see and care. So that's all I got. Thanks for watching. I'll be uploading other stuff now every day, hopefully, for all of 2024. So stay tuned, and hopefully we can see some fun things happen. I'll be streaming on Sunday, I think, at 10 a.m. Eastern, unless I decide not to, which is how streaming is going to go. So hopefully I will see you on the stream on Sunday. But that's all I got. Get out of here. Bye-bye.